Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Alberta Valorant Charity Cup show match number 2, brought to you by Overclock Gaming, ICU Video, and Alberta FPS. I'm Kevin Noteman Kyle, alongside the creator of Alberta FPS, A Tin of Salsa, Aaron. Good to join you here. So,
hello.
We got our second show match today.
Yeah, we have our teams GGEZ, and we also have Team Skype. Team Skype, I only know one of their players. I haven't met any of the other guys from Team GGEZ, but I look forward to see what both teams we have coming. I do believe that today we actually do have full teams. I don't think anyone's actually subbing, as far as I'm aware. So we should actually get a much more even game one today. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for some good, entertaining games today.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the hope. We had a fantastic game number 2, but it definitely took that first game running 3 subs on one of the teams to kind of get the feeling going, and they didn't really start to get any kind of momentum going their way until the very end of that matchup, but carried that into a very close game 2, which unfortunately did not go their way, and we did not get to see game 3 last week, but still, if it's anything like the action we had in game number 2 last week, I'm excited for what this series can hold.
Yeah, I mean, if we get what we got last week, game 2, I'm gonna be super happy. We had so many clips last time, and I can only hope for more.
Yeah, and I mean, we had every type of play. We had the solo 1v4 clutch out on a round. We had a couple people walk into some mollies and just die questionably.
Yeah, we had some Summit 1Gs in the chat. But it looks like we're finally in game. We have, let's see. Looks like Team Skype is on red team, so they are attacking today. And then Team GGEZ will be defending. So it looks like we also have some, I want to say, almost a bit more standard comp setups. I'm surprised we don't really have any breaches, considering the buffs that he just had recently. But I still believe both these comps are pretty strong. So I look forward to see what we get here.
Yeah, and I mean, Breach, although he did get a lot of very strong buffs, he is still a rather interestingly tough to use character because you do require a lot of cooperation between your team members in order to pull him off, as we do get the entry into Hookah here for game number 1. Start things off. The Rain of Blind goes out. Nobody going down just yet. The site is
pushing into Cypher. He's going to find Cypher right away.
Yeah. The site is
They're
currently
not going to have any issue walking the site, get their plant down. Now it's up to GGEZ to respond to them. Take out that Cypher cam. Are they going to be able to find him sitting over in long? No.
No, IO managing to pick up that first opening kill. Skipsy taking down 3, and the attackers taking the victory, with Bot BB getting the last pickup there at the very end.
Really strong pistol round opening.
Very strong pistol round. A very slow opening as well. Like, it took a while to get some kills going in that one.
Yeah, I mean, we had Raze just go clear out Hookah. They took their time, making sure that they weren't going to get shortied on, and just had patience, waited for long to creep on up, and then they all executed at once. So great synergy to see today.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how blue team here decides to respond here. They can hold this A site. Satchel's going out. Ray's pushing into U-Haul here. Doesn't get one. Reyna trading back here. We'll find the Rays for 2.
Reyna's just going to find pick after pick. Now she's got to be careful about the rotate in from pipes, though. But I think they already have the information, so they're going to be able to cover Heaven and pipes fairly easily.
Now Reyna gets 3, now 4. And that is the win again for the attackers. Another clean sweep. Skipsy on 7 kills now.
Yeah, we do have should have a buy round this time, because I did see that GGEZ was saving, so shouldn't see too weird of an economy situation today, I hope.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks like we got all Vandals on the side of... Is that GGEZ is the blue?
Yeah, GGEZ would be blue side. Yeah. So they're off defending today to start. Having the new Vandal buffs come out, I think really did help the gun quite a bit.
Revealing area.
You have...
Oh, Reyna will catch Reyna over at long.
Skipsy continuing that.
We'll take a bit of damage from Hookah.
Raze does go down to the Cypher, so 4 versus 4. Another defender gets picked off here. Spike started up. Will be planted.
Gonna go for a safer plant.
Skipsy already with that ultimate ready to go. Trying to find somebody, but nobody peeking in here. All 3 defenders kind of just staying.
Oh no, Empress and Combat Stem. Just give him an Odin. Just give the man an Odin at this point.
Now
just gonna hide patiently. Not too worried.
So 1-2 down. That's another 4K for Skipsy. Looking for the 5th one here. He's just sitting back
Will he get
in
the
that
ace?
hallway. Menacingly does go down, but is cleaned up by the Cypher.
Great play from Skype.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing I do want to mention about the teams today, for sure, is that majority of the players today, I think -1, maybe 2 players, are all originally from Alberta. So it's great to see full teams pull out from our own region and see what Alberta has to offer.
Yeah, you do love to see it in these local tournaments, that homegrown talent, and just giving the opportunity to some smaller players to kind of show what they got. Because who knows, maybe a team like FaZe Clan or something just happens upon some VODs and catches some of these guys doing what they're doing, right?
Raze is gonna creep all the way through U-Haul. Gonna just not find any picks over in pipes, but Reyna's there to help clean up.
Yeah, another clean sweep here from Team Skype so far.
4 rounds in, had a pretty solid opening. We do have an op now from GGEZ, so we'll see what they're able to do with that. It is going to go to their Cypher player. I'm interested to see how he's going to play around with this.
Yeah, that is one of the characters that kind of has some interesting uses for ops. Seeing how he can watch an angle with the camera and then be ready to fire with the op as he sees somebody coming around a corner. But we'll see what happens here. It looks like the attack is on to B here. Lines coming out from Reyna. Skipsy trying to find more picks here.
Reyna's just totaling all the way through elbow. See what Cypher's able to find
Reyna
here,
is going
if
to,
anything.
Yeah, Reyna will finally drop to the Omen here. With a lot of smokes kind of preventing Zephyrus from getting back onto site here. The ulti coming out from Sova will pick up the Raze, but not too much more. Bomb. The spike has been planted, so to see what
Cypher
happens.
does just go down.
Taking out Zephyrus, so that op is down now. Ooh.
And a quick cleanup.
Yeah, triple attack fire right on the point. Both players stacked up and went down very quickly there as Skype just continues their clean sweep here. Absolute dominance in these early attacking rounds.
Yeah, I mean, like, Team Skype is, like, doing a phenomenal job setting themselves up for success right now. They're not taking any fights that they feel that they don't really need. They're getting momentum off of that, and each time that they engage in a fight, they know that, hey, you know what, if I don't win this, I'll be able to trade. Gonna clear out the corner here with the Cypher cam, see if he's able to spot anything. No. But I think he's still ready.
Quite see that Omen. That Omen does get found, though. Now, A-Site is just primed for the taking. Sova the only one around to defend it, but he will back off to meet up with his allies here.
See what Reyna's able to find. Unfortunately, nothing. Gonna lose the fight to Skipsy.
Mirror match. Unfortunately, Skipsy
Sova's gonna try and take a long distance fight with his sheriff.
Yeah, you can't underestimate those Magnum rounds. They can do quite a bit for a low economy buy.
Gonna get spotted by the Sova Dart, get chased out by Raze, but no. Raze is also watching it in fantastic flick. Even though he didn't get him. What? Wait, I thought that was Cypher.
No, that was the Raze with the double op shots right at the end, cleaning up the house. Here.
Alright, Hyper, we see you. We see you.
Yeah. So we saw the op from GGEZ in the previous rounds. Now one on to the Raze as well. The op will come back for Zephyrus again, so we'll see. We'll potentially see that op duel here, though they are lined up on opposite sites now.
Yeah, I mean, we do get mostly a full buy. See what Reyna's able to actually catch over here. Gets spotted by the Sova Dart. They will know someone's watching it.
Yes. Sova and Hyper just gunning down that line of sight. The op continuing to be a very strong shot here.
Hyper knowing that he can't really risk too much, but that's actually because AO is already on site. He's crept all the way through. Sova doesn't even know he's here.
No hard feet.
Oh.
And they're just going to walk onto the site for free.
Cage triggered.
Yeah. The rotation is there pretty quickly, though, from GGEZ. Cypher being set up in heaven there with that off ready to go. Waiting for that smoke to come down, but Raze will get chased and gunned down here. Yeah, and the Cypher goes down as well. So no op available. 1v5. Gets one, does not find the second one. Skipsy will pick up yet another kill here. Just a dominating performance so far.
I mean, like, when you're unable to really get much of any picks, and then the enemy team starts to get not just like economic advantage, but just frag momentum on you round after round, it gets really hard. I mean, from Team Skype, we do have like a fairly even frag count across the board, minus Skipsy, absolutely dominating across so far.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's impressive how even they've stayed, but that might just be because Skipsy kind of hasn't left any kills available for anybody else to pick up. As Skipsy goes through the teleporter to pick up another one, just waiting outside in the hookah entrance there. And
yeah, I mean, they're going to find that the site is absolutely free. They were able to get their picks one by one with the, I almost want to say, awkward rotations through mid that happened. And unfortunately just getting caught by Reyna with the teleport. We'll see what Professor's able to do here. It looks like he is opting to actually play it out.
Yeah. Tries to find the Reyna, does find Skipsy there. Hyper gonna gun him down, though. Does pick up one player, and it is kind of the big player on Team Skype right now, so, you know, you gotta feel at least a little good about that.
Even if you can't make a economic dent in your opponent, hopefully you can get some morality back.
Yeah. Gotta start with those small victories, right? So I mean, killing a 20-3 player at that point, I'll take that as a victory.
But minor victories aside, they will have to find an answer of some sort to figure out what Skype is doing to just waltz on through them without issue. Phoebe just gonna take pick after pick with predictable placement.
Yeah. Great shot onto the Cypher, just hanging out behind those boxes. That is one of the most popular places to hide, so it's kind of tough when you get pre-fired like that.
Silence.
Winston able to take the op out of the hand. See if he's able to push or pull.
Ooh! One on the BB here, does not find the second one, the wall bang.
Picked by AO. Honestly, if you were able to get just a safe, or not even safe, but just like that second pick with the op and pull out like that, I would have no issue saving the op, giving your team just a little bit of an economic advantage to move forward, and just find something of a footing.
I mean, if you want to look at the bright side, at least he did take out that op and one more. And I do not believe that Team Skype was able to get back to that op in time in order to pick it up. So a little bit of a economic victory there.
Nowhere to run. Revealing area.
Although obviously, if you had kept the op, it would have been a lot better.
The hunt begins.
And,
Winston, unfortunately,
Skipsy,
not able to find anything. Skipsy just gonna take his 3 picks over in U-Haul, but the virus is gonna punish him.
Zephyrus doing the great chase down there, does pick up 2, but the rest of his team goes down, and bot PB will find the sheriff kill onto Zephyrus again. And I mean, 3 kills, you're starting to make a little bit of a dent maybe in the economy. Not much of one, but
they definitely need a much bigger push, considering that they do have 3 out of 4. Oh, wait,
This goes here.
yeah, 3 out of 4 players capping out of economy this round. They're gonna have to get more picks, and they're gonna have to pull around if they want to work with anything.
And unfortunately, I just don't think they have the time left in this half to really be able to break this economy. So it's really just a matter of finding some momentum here, I feel, in the end of this first half. As
Yeah, I mean,
great
Darkrin
volley comes in.
mixing it up, but he's gonna get mollied out of position, not able to pick anything. And just caught out, he was, Sova was just able to run all the way up mid and not get punished for it. Honestly, like, what do you do at this point? Sova's just stuck with a sheriff. He doesn't have any guns. Your team's down on economy, and the score is 10-0. What do you do at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough call, and it's the spike finally just going down now. Not going to be an easy save here as the op jumps around the corner. And Hyper continuing some op dominance right now.
Yeah, I mean, Hyper having the momentum that he does, it builds your confidence quite a bit, giving you ideas like, oh, you know what? I win these. Any day of the week. And you know what? When you get started to get stomped like that round after round, it's demoralizing, and you do actually just lose more gunfights because of it. I want to say.
Yeah. No, absolutely. FPS are a very momentum-based game, set of games. As one player getting hot and getting that.
Winston actually getting a good early pick. He's not going to see the Reyna push all the way through into U-Haul. He will get the comm now, but he's going to get caught out by Brimstone ult.
Kind of ended up in the worst spot to try and get out of that Brim ulti, especially for a Sova. No way to get up into heaven there. As the Sova ulti does come out, trying to find that Cypher. He's hanging back at spawn, though.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want to get too greedy. He is making a fair amount of noise that definitely someone would hear, and Hyper's pushing after him.
Yeah, Hyper winning that
Gotta
fight
be careful of
yet
your
again.
footsteps.
I think at that point it might have been that he was trying to get them to come after him, maybe hoping that he'd get the advantage if he's watching that angle and get that first shot off, but unfortunately didn't go his way. It was the last round of the half, so no point in saving there.
Yeah,
but a clean 12-0 sweep for the attackers in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, GGEZ might have to eat their own words.
Yeah. It's not bad manners when you say it off the losing side. So
Yeah, we'll give him that. We'll give him that. Hyper, starting off with some cheeky starts. Gonna fly around the corner.
oh, Zephyrus just turning that corner into two people as Skype just rushing forward as if they were on attack here. They do not
And
care.
they will see the spike in the back. But what do they have to respond?
One enemy remaining.
Oh, close one. The trades do go the way of
And now we have a weird situation where the attackers are now on the defense side.
yeah.
And that's gonna be game one.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. It's a clean 13-0 sweep. Like there's not too much analysis to do after that game. You saw early on the
like,
Reyna taking over, but outside of that,
to give him a bit of a like benefit of the allow me to restart. I think something that you definitely got to do in situations like that is not allow your economy to crack. But when you are low, you do kind of have to throw a bit of a curveball up. Maybe change players on sites. See if someone's more comfortable somewhere else. We did see kind of repetitive scenarios where Cypher always went to hookah behind bench. If not, he always played behind little pipe in B site, and we didn't see too much of their game plan changing up, and Team Skype was really able to capitalize off that. Otherwise, on the scoreboard, wow, Skipsy totally dominating, almost getting a 30 bomb, 28-6, and AO with not even half the frags.
yeah, I mean it. You had a hell of a game where you have almost your entire teammates' kill score combined.
Yeah, I mean, Reyna to me is one of those characters that when you get queued with her, she's either at the top of your leaderboard or like 0-20.
Yeah,
and we all know we dream of the former.
yeah,
and,
no,
and
exactly.
I mean today we got it. Skipsy showing up, absolutely dominating, and like, what do you do? How do you respond to that? And I mean, we got quite a few clips from Skipsy today.
Yeah,
And
I believe through the first 4 rounds, it was a 3 kill followed by a 4 kill followed by a 4K followed by a 3K. So
I mean, yeah, even just like opening the pistol round with a 3K.
okay, are we back up? I think we might be back up. We get Aaron back in here in a second here. as we have a small technical difficulty there as the stream went down for a second. I believe we're back up. Nobody has told me otherwise, but seeing how I'm seeing things on the screen here, I will assume so, and we'll just have to wait for Aaron to get back in here. But in the meantime, we're talking about it. Oh, and we got him back.
I think
slight technical difficulties. Our broadcasting system couldn't handle the heat that Skipsy was just delivering on this Reyna here as we see in these replays.
I think Skipsy gave us too many clips, and we ended up just crashing our broadcasting software as a whole. So I mean,
yeah,
Skipsy, you gotta tone it down, dude. Like you're popping off a little too hard.
Now, I do want to go back to it because I believe you were in the middle of a point, or at least starting off a point when we did go down there, about starting off a game with, 3K, 4K, 4K, 3K.
Yeah, I mean, they Skipsy had started off with a 3K on the pistol, a 4K on the anti-eco, and then an ace on the first full buy.
Yeah. I mean, when you start off hot like that, in many sports, one of the popular sayings is you go with the hot hand, whatever it is, whether that's a goalie in hockey or a running back in football. You go with whoever's doing well, and right now that's Skipsy.
I mean,
although
you lead off with that, and you set yourself up for a good victory, honestly. But I also do want to mention that, even with Skipsy super performing, AO had some amazing plays as well, and Hyper was, dare I say, hyper aggressive with the op.
Yeah, I'd say that would be fairly accurate, seeing, especially in the later rounds, the amount of jumping peaks around corners, just with that op, and still hitting every shot. So Hyper, definitely another MVP candidate of this game, if it wasn't so very clearly Skipsy.
Yeah, I mean, the players were talking in the chat earlier, and I know some of the players from actually Team GGEZ are in Immortal as well, so it's not like there's a huge rank difference between the teams, because I know Hyper as well is in Immortal ranks, last I recall. So absolutely,
there should be a little bit of back and forth going there, but I mean, I can't speak for somebody at Immortal ranks, but sometimes when somebody gets hot, they just get hot.
And just, what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do?
There are times when you just sit back, and I think maybe going 12-0 in the first half, or even once you hit that 10-0 spot, it's almost more like maybe, okay, this game's kind of scrapped. Let's move on to the next game. What are we thinking for this next game? Let's start getting some strategy going, maybe a map counter pick or something like that.
Yeah. So we losing team does get to pick map, and they have opted to go to Haven, possibly because they felt that maybe they weren't enjoying the rotates on Bind. Maybe they felt they were a little bit too squished, which is totally understandable with how aggressive Team Skype was throughout the entire game. When you just get rolled on throughout the entire game, it's just like, man, I can't breathe. I need some more rooms. And maybe, you know what, maybe Haven is the answer for this. So I mean, I also do think with Skipsy being clear, just unstoppable wall, maybe you need some flashes.
Yeah.
I think flashes might be something that would absolutely help the other team, GGEZ, with the other flashbangs as well. Maybe they need to coordinate their smokes a bit differently. But the players are loaded into Haven. They should be starting.
Choose your agent.
Yeah, in the next 10 seconds, it seems like they're just deciding who picks what character, but we'll be able to start this game right away here.
Yeah. While we load up into this match, it seems like a good time as any to shout out the reason this is the Alberta Valorant Charity Cup.
Yeah, Alberta Valorant Charity Cup. You got it.
The key word in there being charity. We are doing this in support of the food bank. The tournament, all the proceeds from the tournament will go towards the Alberta food banks. I believe mostly the Edmonton one. I know there was talks about getting it set up so that we can also support the Calgary food bank as well, though I don't know if that's fully set up yet. But it's always good to be able to help out when we can, especially getting into the holiday season towards Thanksgiving here. A lot of people need some help, especially with this pandemic going on, getting some extra food on their tables. So the food banks definitely help out in that case. So I'm glad that we can help out where we can.
Yeah, I mean, I say it half jokingly, but think of the kids, man. They want to enjoy their holiday season as well.
Yeah.
Anyways, we are starting up well, we are starting up here. AO pushing through Long C, gonna eat some bullets through the smoke from Darkland. We are also getting breaches on both teams, jets on both sides, and Reynas as well. Pretty similar team comps. Darkland gonna go down after getting a pick. It looks like they will opt to push onto C site. See how... Oh! Hyper getting a pick through the smoke. Saying, hey man, you're gonna have to telegraph your rotations a bit less.
Yeah, no.
Winston trying to flash his way in, but gonna take a few shots.
Oh, gets one though.
Get another pick, but you know what? 3 picks, pistol round. Not the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
If we could get something similar to that this round, with the economy being a little bit lower, and kind of deny any incoming momentum, then I think that would be a great start from, I believe that was Team Skype that took that first round. Yeah, it was.
Yes.
So if GGEZ and
on the attacker
hold
side
any
again,
momentum, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're GGEZ, you might be a little bit more relieved with the start of that round, seeing how Skipsy didn't start off with a 3K. So talking about momentum, so a little bit
less to worry about here.
Yeah.
So it looks like it will be a full stack towards A site.
Yeah, the cross setup for
over in Stewards. They will know 2 are coming in.
One.
They will get 1 pick, but AO is actually going to get both. They're going to walk on site without issue. Zephyrus just going to wait out until Omen shows up into heaven. Gonna eat a few shots.
Yeah, Zephyrus still fairly healthy. With that swap onto Jet from the Cypher, as Hio just through the wall, getting the shot. Zephyrus picking up Skipsy though with that shorty. Will not find the Omen.
Get a little bit of damage on Sledge, but not enough damage to get the pick. But you know what? Like I was saying, if they could get a few picks on the pistol round, they set themselves up a little bit better, and they aren't going to have too much of an issue actually buying this round. They will have full Vandals, full AKs. And it looks like Team Skype is actually opting to half buy, possibly. They're going to pull out an APA Phantom, 2 Phantoms, and then 2 Spectres. Kind of interested to see how this works out.
Left last round with
Darkland saying, you know what? I don't care about the hop you brought. I win these.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
you
gonna
were
be able to
talking
pick up
about
that
Vandal
again.
buffs in the last game. I don't think that had anything to do with the buff right there. I think that was just
No, not at all. That was just a clean one tap. I'm gonna shut you down. Darklin is gonna smoke them off. I think he's gonna try and rotate across. Otherwise, he's looking for someone to push into pocket here.
Yeah, it looks like he is looking for that pocket pick.
We got Professor poking through garden.
Oh, gonna find.
He's gonna be able to
Skipsy
find
there.
one. They're gonna know that they're pushing into window soon.
Yeah.
See if he's able to catch them.
Oh,
Just
ducks
gonna
away
miss
just in time.
the swing. Playing dodgeball with the op.
Yeah, Professor just skating out of there.
Foon? Is that you?
30
That
seconds
was
left.
pretty impressive, and now 30 seconds left. Still,
They're gonna
five
have to
attack-
push in pretty soon here.
5 defenders here.
Sledge getting another pick, not having any issues.
And Hyper continuing
Showing
that
up a
op
little bit
dominance.
late. They're gonna
10
have to
seconds
get the
left.
plant down pretty soon here.
9 seconds
Last
left
But-
here. The plant is going
Win-
down.
Sin.
Planted.
Sledge does finally find Professor here. Oh!
Able to get the
Winston.
headshot with the head glitch.
Yeah.
See if he's able to get another pick here. This is absolutely winnable. He only needs one body shot onto the Cypher.
Yeah, caught by that camera.
He sees
but
the shoulder,
beat
but he's not going to do
Sledge.
anything about it.
Yeah,
Sledge.
got caught removing that, trying to remove that dart, and Sledge peeks at the right time.
Absolutely unfortunate. You hate to see it.
Yeah.
And I mean, even though it's currently 3-0, this is pretty standard, I want to say. Rounds have been a little bit more normal in terms of
Yeah.
hit counts. Unfortunate that they did lose their last buy round, and this is going to be a save, so it's probably going to be 5-0 until they have another chance to win a round. Unless they do something absolutely crazy on this eco round.
Which, I mean, with some of the shots that they had in the last round, I wouldn't be too surprised to see here. We do have Hyper starting up
Hyper
with the
gonna
ulti.
Alt
Goes
his
the
way
flash
in,
as well.
anticipating that Jet's already waiting, preemptively tremoring the A rotate.
Yeah, Io just doing a great job with that op, and Skipsy picking up Kyle as he moves in with the satchel charges. Bot BB
Darkling
gets
gonna
the
get
third
caught
kill.
out.
They do lose one in that exchange, though, which, I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean-
overall for a econ round, not the worst.
I believe it was Darklin that was the last alive from that previous round. I think he did find that that gun, so he did have the right idea, actually, waiting back, playing for exits, see if he could get any extra picks without risking too much.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he did get picked. Bot BB with pretty, for him, pretty standard cage, just to not give away any information of how many people are crossing. And he was able to get the pick on the Reyna.
Well, Skipsy ending up with that kill. Reyna now Ray's trying to get in there with the ultimate. Not gonna find anybody.
Unfortunately, just
Planted.
getting caught. there's not much.
Yeah.
And
Re-entry with two people. The op peak coming here. Io
Winston,
just
unfortunately, not able to react quick enough. Does get picked by Jet.
Yeah. One casualty again.
And now it's 5-0, and I figured they were gonna buy this round, but it seems that they are forcing instead. And I don't know how much they're gonna be able to pull off this. They do have the loss bonus, so they are able to invest a little bit more into their rounds now, getting more and more money after each round loss. Winston
Oh.
able to get a pick here, actually.
Onto Skipsy too. And Dark
Gonna find... Oh! Actually, he's gonna ulti his way out and see if he can find a pick, but BB is able to get just one shot off because BB was so low. Oh, sorry, Breach was so low.
I know
Jobs being
exactly
dodged here.
where they
Zephyrus goes down as well to BB. Bob BB just picking up.
Professor
kill
gonna
after
go
kill right
blind
now.
here.
And Sledge taking out
And
Professor.
now at this point, I mean, personally, I would just play for the exits, but it looks like Kyle's just trying to grab an early pick, maybe. But now he's gonna link up over with Darkland again, and I think they are just going to play for an exit, possibly a trade, grab any gun that they can. Darkland was able to grab a Phantom. I don't think he bought it at the start of this round.
No, I don't believe they had any Phantoms whatsoever on their team. Sorry, no.
One enemy
Kyle
remaining.
does know that one is in back sight, waiting in the smoke for when he pushes through. Sees the gun, able to get the pick. Knows that he can't really fight for a second, gonna grab the Phantom and just walk on out.
Yeah.
But he could get picked. Oh!
Io.
AO rotating all the way through C site, knowing that, hey, you know what, you're fighting over in the C rotate. I have a good idea of where you're going to go. And making the right call and just taking that Phantom out of his hands. But I don't think it matters too much. It's not the end of the world. They are able to buy this round, and they do have a little bit extra cash, except for Winston. They do have an op in their hands, ops on both sides. AO getting a quick pick off of Professor.
Yeah, we were talking about Hyper's op play earlier, and Io just showing off what he can do now too. And we talked about it last week. Jet kind of one of those better characters to get an op on just because she's so safe with her dashes and jumps, being able to really move around the map.
Sage actually getting what looks like a rotate from C site and catching them off. AO again, just shot after shot. It does look like they're going to push over to B site. They're going to find that no one's really rotating. Breach does have A for free, but he's going to catch Jet rotating over. Hyper grabbing that op out of Jet's hands, and I think he's going to find Raze here. Oh, don't get too antsy.
Ooh, misses that shot though. Hyper proving he's mortal. Misses.
Kyle's
the
gonna
second
go blind, but he gets one.
Kyle gets two.
This suddenly just became winnable.
Yeah, grenade available.
He did hear AO behind him, but just didn't respond. Oh, you hate to see it. You hate to see it.
You hate to see it. Was committed to the A site, focused on that spike, focused on the retake, did not see the flank coming up from behind with that op, and that's 2 rounds in a row now. Io's just denied Kyle the comeback there.
So it looks like Darkland might be trying to go aggressive again over on C site. I don't think he's gonna find much, considering that they're gonna push over to garage first. A little fight gonna go on over in mid, possibly. AO is able to actually get the B player.
And we do have the ability for Breach and Omen to flank here, but taking a little bit too long as B has been taken here.
Unfortunately, just not able to help his teammate, stuck in the back side as he just gets rolled over. Getting caught by that flash, forced to hide for a short bit. And now Zephyrus is in a really bad spot. Dashes out, gets himself safe, but his teammate is nowhere to help.
Gets the smoke down, misses the doorway just a little bit, so not the safest peek there. Oh, does hit
BB
taken down
gonna
BB.
catch it as the smoke goes up. And now it's a 2v2. But they're crunched for time and oh. Fantastic crossfire setup from Team Skype.
Yeah.
And like it's rounds like those that dictate your momentum for the next 3 rounds. I mean, when you do have a loss streak like this going on, you have like what is it? Like, yeah, you're getting just short of I believe 5,000 credits a round.
Wow.
And like you get full buys almost every round at this point. Darkling gonna get flashed. Sounds like walls breaking down over at mid. Winston is watching it, but we'll see if he gets wall banged or not.
The peek coming out.
Sees one, gonna pull out immediately.
Yeah.
Re-entering with Tremor.
Trying through that wall there. The flash coming out, just get himself out of there. Yeah, not exactly the safest location, that garage right now.
When you got 3 players making themselves ready to push in, I would play it cautious as well. BB though, getting a pick over in garage, no issues. Unfortunately, gonna get picked, and it looks like this could be a round set up for easy.
Yeah, it is the 2v2 now. Spike has not been planted yet. It is just getting to site right now.
One enemy remaining.
AO did just pick it back up, and now it's a 1v2.
And Professor cleaning up the
GGEZ
kill
on the
there.
scoreboard. Check me out, Mom. I'm on TV. Love me
There
yet,
we
Dad.
go. And I mean, like, that could be the start of something. Like, you never know what can happen. Like, that could be a huge momentum swing. We could see GGEZ just go on a 13-round run now and take us to game 3 here. But they do have a very large hill to climb, as, you know, getting that first round victory after 21 rounds in a row, not exactly the best.
It's rough, and it's honestly demoralizing. AO getting a wallbang shot over on Darkling, over on C-site, knowing that he plays on the backside pretty frequently.
Yeah, AO getting concussed by Breach, though, as...
Hyper getting a pick, being incredibly aggressive towards C-site, and they're just gonna walk on for free, knowing that, you know what, they're not stacked too hard over on C-site. If we get a solid pick and we are preemptively stacked, we're going to be able to just walk on for free. And they're not going to be able to do much about it. Professor not going to be able to get much despite being an Empress. Zephyrus! Oh, you can't. You really got to win those. You got to win those, champ.
That looked like my kind of right click on Jet.
Yeah, I mean,
I swear the cursor's on them, but the blades, they go all around them.
I just blame it on the hit reg. I just blame it on the hit reg.
Yeah.
Looks like it's going to be a bit more of a default setup this round. Nothing too stack heavy. Maybe a little bit more mid or A heavy, but a little bit more balance of a stack from the attackers. They are, however, stacking 2 on B for defense and going to try and counter anything that they push with over in mid.
I mean, that does make sense, as Skype has been going through mid most of these rounds
Kyle's
so far.
Going to get a ton of info, knowing that, hey, I just heard like 5 footsteps run into A site. You guys got to rotate now. But it does seem like a late rotate, actually, from GGEZ.
Yeah. Well, and because it's a rotate after the pick onto Professor there, they just kind of ran into the A site and killed Professor and then walked right on through, and then GGEZ started rotating.
They're retaking a little bit too early as well. Like, your teammates are not up long yet. They're They're not up heaven. You're pushing in through main really early. I mean, I'm not too sure what else you could expect, really. Like, but that's not to say that these players aren't like actually really good or anything. It's just unfortunate coordination. I think if they were to wait a little bit longer, then they'd actually find a lot more success coming up here.
Yeah, and like we were talking about last week, the Valorant scene pretty new because I mean the game's only been out for a couple months here, so it's not like these teams are like necessarily set up for years of playing at a time. Some of these teams may have only been put together, just a couple of days ago or weeks ago, and just don't have that coordination together yet.
Skipsy's gonna find a pick over on C site. Darkland also does have pressure coming in from mid, so he still has to be careful from that, and he can't rotate too early. But Skipsy, getting a second over on C. Their spike's gonna go down, but he's gonna help out with the jet without issue, and the Raze is gonna just get picked from the flank.
Sides.
Well, if we want to look at a bright side for GGEZ here, we are looking at guaranteed second round of the second half, which is further than they made it.
Life's not looking too great when the best thing you got looking forward to you is, you know what, guys? We got 2 rounds of attack. Minimum. Yeah. We got minimum 2 rounds of attack. But you know what? I mean, we saw it last week where it was I think it was an 11-10, and they did bring 5 rounds back. So who knows? Maybe we'll see the same thing again today.
Yeah. You never know what can happen.
Quick 3K over in mid. Professor's only going to be able to find 2. Oh.
Professor trying for that third.
Just not going to be able to find BB's head.
No. A valiant attempt for an absolute disastrous start to that first round of the second half.
I mean, at this point, if I was in Easy's shoes, I would go, hey, we know this from last game, and they just showed us round 1 of their CT defense that they like to be aggressive defensively. And we do have to respond to that. So you have to pull back your smokes a little bit early, or like place earlier smokes. Yeah, pre-fire walls just like this. And you know what? Take cheekier angles. Like, you take off angles that they're not going to expect right away, and just get any pick that you can. Skipsy unable to find a pick, unfortunately. And Kyle gotta go down.
Yeah, 13-1.
13-1.
Unfortunately, yeah, not much to say when, a very dominant run by Skype there. 26 out of 27 possible rounds won. Not too bad. Like, Skipsy, top of the board again. 14, 9, and 10, so not quite as dominant on the kills as last game.
This game, we definitely got a much more balanced scoreboard. Kyle coming up with 12 and 14, doing... I mean, overall, the whole leaderboard was much more even. I do think it was they had the right idea, counter-picking over to Haven, giving themselves a little bit more room, but Team Skype kind of saw through what they wanted out of that, and they, as opposed to allowing them to play their own game, they just went more aggressive. They pushed harder. They committed to certain pushes earlier, and they stacked heavier. I mean, we only got 2 rounds out of it, which is unfortunate. I mean, you can't really do anything on attack side unless you have at least, I want to say, minimum 3 rounds, assuming you lose pistol, right? Assuming you lose pistol, realistically, you're not going to be getting a round win until your 3rd attack round. But I mean, it's either that or you do something absolutely ridiculous. You get a bunch of good off-angle peaks. You suddenly win more 1v1s that maybe should happen, and all of a sudden you get a winnable scenario with an economic disadvantage. But I mean, I personally would have liked to see strats like that a little bit more to help themselves out. That or heavier stacks on your full saves instead of playing something a little bit more default. Like what do you expect coming when you are struggling with your default on a buy round, and then now all of a sudden all you're left with are pistols, and you set up the same way. Now you have even less advantage. I think you have to change it up. Stack players possibly on certain sites, rotate differently, buy different weapons than you normally would, depending on what you're strategizing, whether it's wall bangs or close ranges, just shotguns, like we saw with Zephyrus attempting here with his shorty. I would have liked to actually see a little bit more of that. Just to give yourself a little bit more of an economic boost, potentially even a round win, right? Like,
yeah. But actually, speaking to that, like change up in strategy and stuff, and really learning to adapt to your opponents. Something to note for Team Skype there. Speaking of that shorty pick that you said Zephyrus was looking for. He did get a kill right before that with the shorty, and rather than doing the tight look around the corner, the Omen backs off a bit and gets into that disadvantage range for the shorty, getting to that mid-range. So, on-the-fly adaptations like that are really big, and something that a lot of lower-level players don't really look for.
Yeah, I mean, something that this is something that happens for lower-level players is you don't gather information that you don't know you have. Like a teammate died to a shorty over at the main a rotation, I guess, and likely he didn't pick up the gun because you walked over it, so not to hug that corner, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, if it's something that I give newer players advice for all the time, is like, you know what, you just got to look for information that you don't normally think and just play off your information more often, and I think it's something that really helps players' game sense. But both teams, phenomenal players. I myself would totally get rolled. Absolutely. See me in Quake. I'm not nearly as good in Valorant, that's for sure. But I'm more of an analytical guy, so I mean, I
totally
see it how it is. I see it how it is.
Yeah, you can crunch the numbers. You can't necessarily put them into practice.
Listen, I was never good about drawing on the lines. I can count the colors. I know which ones to use, but man, I always put the blue where the purple's supposed to go.
It's just a better color. What can I say?
I like blue. But I mean, mechanically, these players are phenomenal. I think if they just work on their synergy, they would do absolutely amazing. They did have the right idea with the map counter pick. I mean, it's either that, honestly, or you go to Ascent. And I think, because I don't think Split would be somewhere that you would want to go to. Maybe it really depends on how the players would feel about it. But I think depending on how Bind had gone, I personally would not want to go to Split afterwards.
Yeah, no, that's pretty fair. Definitely a lot more like tight chokeholds and Split, and that definitely seemed to play to Skipsy's playstyle a lot better, a little bit more of a subdued game in with these longer approaches. Reina not really just being able to, run through real quick like she usually does.
Yeah, I mean, like, um, the the thing that I think I wish I would have seen a little bit more of would be adaptation and going, hey, you know what? It's been 3 rounds of the same thing. Reina keeps flying in with blinds. We gotta change how we approach this situation. Whether it's
Yeah.
you actually stand closer to where you think the blind's gonna go, or the near sight, because it's not actually a full flash. It's just nearsighted. So you can still see players within, I believe it's 5 meters. It's kind of like Omen Flash.
Yeah.
Stand closer, play tighter corners. Just work on the reaction of shooting it earlier, or counterfire the queue for the Reina Flash. Do you back up immediately and breach flash or Phoenix Flash? Or do you molly, right? Like you kind of have to give yourself something to give the enemy team, hey, you know what? I don't think it's a great idea to push right now. Maybe we got to wait out the utility and work with the situation that comes afterwards. And I think that was the one thing that really put GGEZ on the downfall, was they just they let the utility be a little bit too effective against them, and they weren't effective enough in using their own utility. So I think if they were to work on just adaptation and their utility, I think they would like absolutely stomp. Like I totally think so. With some of the picks that we've seen, like Kyle get and Professor, and even Darklyn. Darklyn had some amazing shots.
I actually, that was where I was going to go next, was one of the players that I wanted to, because we've talked a lot about how Skype dominated, and it's very easy to do so with 13 to 0 and then 13 to 1. Darklyn's actually somebody that continuously seemed to show up for GGEZ, like with some clutch plays, like just showing those flashes of brilliance, like that opening op round for Skype, I believe it was. They go to peek the corner down C long, and Darklyn's just there and like, yeah, no, I got this one tap. You got an op, I got a vandal.
I have my vandal. I know where your head is, and I win these. I mean, Darklyn was definitely coming over for a little bit more impact plays rather than playing for KDA. But I mean, even
that's
then,
what you need, especially in a 13-0, 13-1 series, is you need that momentum booster that an impact play does, rather than necessarily a KDA player would get.
Yeah, I mean, when you get two teams of players that are both mechanically skilled, because despite the stats, I do believe that both teams are mechanically skilled. It just comes down to your team synergy and how you're able to play the chess factor of the game, right? Where he's just better. He's just better.
Yeah.
But like Zephyrus had some really good plays. Winston had some really good plays. Although his economy was definitely kind of out of whack in the first game, a few rounds, buying early and buying sheriffs when your rest of the team was either saving or buying. And I think if they would have lined it up a bit better, I don't know if he was trying to go for an op or not for the round after, and realized, oh wait, I miscalculated here. I can't quite get an op in armor. I think if they just work on these really tiny things and kind of work on the chess factor of the game, then I think their games will be a lot closer for sure.
Yeah, and that's, like you said, it's really team synergy that just comes with playing with the same rotation multiple times over, which maybe GGEZ hasn't necessarily been able to do, right? Might have just been a team that was formed this week. I know Tim, the owner of Overclocked, having a little bit of trouble finding a team to get together for tonight, but so I'm not sure
But
which
I mean,
one was
we
picked up at
really
last
appreciate
minute,
the teams coming out and
absolutely.
participating tonight. I do hope we see both these teams in the tournament this weekend. Sign up. It's $10 donation per player, $50 for the whole team. It goes to local food banks. Food banks are something that I think are incredibly influential, and it's something that I personally really love supporting. I've supported food banks since I was little, because I mean, how much would it suck to not be able to enjoy Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner properly with your family, right? So that's
Exactly.
something that, as opposed to doing just a regular entry fee, we wanted people to donate to our local food banks instead. So it's not a ton. It's just $10 a player. I highly recommend it. It's going to be great fun. I do believe it's double elimination, so even if you're knocked out the first time, you could play some more. I'll have to double check that though, but I do believe it's double elimination.
Based on the usual overclock tournaments that I've helped commentate and stuff with League, that's usually how we run the League tournaments. I don't see Valorant being too different there.
Yeah.
So.
But I want to say shout outs to OKG for putting this all together, reaching out to me to help commentate with you guys, ICU Video for putting the production together, our graphics guy for coming up with all the layouts and the logo for the event. It's absolutely amazing. Self plug / shout out the Alberta FPS community. I know some of the players are going to show up to the full tournament from there. Maybe not quite as good as Team Skype, but you know what? We all have goals. We've all got goals. If you guys are interested in joining, it's on my Twitter page at Ten of Salsa. Otherwise, it's on the registration page as well for the Discord server. I don't know if you have any other words you want to say, Kevin?
No. I mean, it's honestly, even with the 13-0-31, they were fun games to watch. There was a little bit of back and forth, especially in that second game, and a lot of really good plays. And I mean, as you're saying, anybody who wants to come in and participate in this tournament, if you're a little worried about Team Skype, now you got a little bit of footage you can go and watch, see some of their strategies that they were doing, and go, okay, they were looking
when they can work with those.
This kind of round, this kind of economy, they're looking to do this. Okay, we can counter that. So
we could work with that.
I hope to see as many people as we can get into the tournament here, because I promise it's going to be really good with some of the players that we have and some of the teams, how some of the teams can play. So
yeah, absolutely. I'm Aaron's definition. Ten of Salsa at Ten of Salsa on Twitter, and this is Kyle or Kyle, Kevin Kyle. It's even written. We got it written down.
Yeah, it was right in front of you. But yeah, Kevin Noteman Kyle here at Kawesmo, KAWESOMO on Twitter. Not that I post there much, but Twitch.tv.
Drop him a follow.
I'm trying to stream more, so I'll plug myself there. But yeah, no, I had fun commentating with you today. Had fun last week with the games we had there, and I'm sure this weekend will bring a lot more exciting games as well to come here. So thanks to Overclock Gaming, ICU Video, and I guess to you, Aaron, in Alberta FPS for putting this on, and we'll see you on Saturday, hopefully, to catch the
absolutely.
real tournament.
See you guys then. Have a good night.